You have, I know you've used this equation in your book, H equals NC. What does that mean? Why is it maybe the most important principle of your book?
Right. That's the thing we're saying about moderate caloric restriction in the context of micronutrient excellence. That H equals N over C means your healthy life expectancy and how youthful, vibrant, intelligent you're going to be as you age and how good health is related to the micronutrient per calorie density of your diet throughout your life. So we're talking here about a person who maybe smokes 3 packs a day for 20 years is called 3 packs for 20 years is, what's that, 60 pack years, you know?
Yeah.
Person has like 3 grams of salt for 30 years. That's 2 grams above 1 gram. That's like 30 years times 2 grams over. That's 60 salt years. So it's the years that the years you can build up of doing the healthy habits affect you positively or negatively. The sooner we start reducing salt, eating healthfully, not smoking. So we got to get people started on this program of flooding their body with nutrients. That's H equals N over C means what is your micronutrient exposure as far as the adequacy of it and the breadth or completeness of that exposure. And for how many years have you been on a diet with adequate micronutrients where you haven't overconsumed calories? And it also means when you ask me something, the newest things we're finding out is that when you eat a heavy meal late at night and you go to sleep on a full stomach, you put on more weight and you inhibit detoxification and you increase the aging process. When you eat earlier in the day and you eat a lighter meal, dinner, or an earlier dinner, and when you go to bed on an empty stomach, you slow metabolism, you get more rest when you sleep, you reduce more reactive oxygen species, and you lose weight easier. I'm trying myself to do this now, to less eat late at night, to try to eat a smaller dinner, and try to get digestion finished before I go to sleep at night. Because every once in a while you come home late, you're busy, you're hungry, you eat a bigger meal, and I'm trying to get that out of, trying to have the people who follow my advice and to have my advice to them and our interactions motivate me to do better too. And I want to stop eating late at night and try to eat smaller meals and eat earlier in the day too. So that's another new nuance. That's another new thing that's important. But it all fits in with this H equals N over C, which means get your nutrients in, don't get as many calories in, because a little bit extra calories speeds up your metabolism and it makes you age faster. It raises body temperature. It raises the respiratory quotient. The amount of calories burned through respiration goes up, and also it raises your thyroid function. And the activation of burning more calories to chew off those calories ages you. It's like if you're making a pact with the devil, you're going to be speeding up your stem cells. Your stem cells are aging faster, and your telomeres are going to show more signs of aging the more you overeat calories. So whereas you undereat a little bit, you slow down those parameters, you lower body temperature, you lower the respiratory quotient, and we found out that people in the lower range of normal of thyroid function have less atrial fibrillation, less cardiac arrhythmias, and less heart attacks. We used to think that keeping them in the higher range of thyroid function to induce weight loss and lowering cholesterol is better, but now that's been shown to be wrong. We don't want to overtreat them with thyroid medication. We don't want to push their metabolism up. We want them to be a little colder and a little lower and not worry about that. Of course, not abnormally low, but we're saying here, don't rev up your thyroid artificially. It's not great for your lifespan.
No, I agree. I get the opportunity of studying and having as my patients a lot of late 90s, early 100-year-old people living in Palm Springs. And these people almost universally run a low body temperature. They're sitting around 96. And they always actually, the vast majority of them have low-ish free T3 levels. And you're right, they're incredibly fuel efficient creatures, and they run a low metabolism. And that's what I talked about in the longevity paradox. And the idea that we need to rev up our metabolism is the exact opposite for longevity purposes.
Absolutely. That's great that you're saying that, because it's like this is so novel because the rest of the world is saying the opposite. So I'm glad you found the same.